So when I was asked to participate in this segment and was given the topic, sorry seems to be the hardest words, brands getting their public apologies badly wrong and facing a consumer backlash. What is it brands need to understand about offering a public apology in the social media age? I thought, fairly topical. Yep, that's great. That was about 2 weeks ago. In the meantime, as you will know, there's been a lot of sorries going on. First in cricket, now in AFL. So I thought it was an easy topic to answer. But when I sat down and started to think about it, and I don't know about you, but I'm a really good procrastinator, and I was sitting there thinking, now this should be really easy to write. Okay, dung, dung, dung. And then I sat back and I thought, it's a one-sentence answer. And I'm a pretty black and white person for people who know me. I do like to think there's a bit of grey matter in there. But the thing I kept coming back to was, don't put yourself in that position in the first place. It's as simple as that. I've spent anyway, I've got lots of grey hair, let's put it that way. I started my career in a minister's office, and I've spent my entire career writing and delivering on communication strategies, including internal training, so that sorry doesn't have to be said. It's my job. It's why I called my company Reputation. Every company, organisation, large, small, listed, private, has systems, protocols and procedures. HR people take the time to conduct proper inductions. They do that for a reason. They do it because there's a corporate history there, because mistakes have been made before. Those rules and procedures are there to protect you. They're there to safeguard the reputation of the organisation. So why do so many people not understand the rules of engagement? The guidelines are there. I'm really still stunned when I go into clients, particularly clients that we've been working with for a while, who I know are using social media. And every now and again we have a session, probably once every 3 months, with clients. What are we doing right? How's it going? Da, da, da. And we start to talk about social media, and I go, hey, you know what? It occurred to me the other day, I don't have your social media policy. I don't have your protocols. And quite often, and this recently happened with a very large government department that has international posts and people up 24/7, they didn't have a social media policy. I was told it was a work in progress. My reaction was, really? And it's not uncommon. So rule number 1, get your communications in order. Get your systems, your procedures, your protocols, especially your key messages. It's really basic stuff. People have this thing about social media, and I'm going to get my head chopped off once again for saying this, but it's just another communications channel. Again, as I said, I've got lots of grey hair, and I was reminded of this when I was watching Paper Giants the other night, where they took the typewriter off the desk and put a computer there. I can go back even further than that. I was there when the first fax machine took over from the telex machine, when the first brick mobile took over from landlines, when the typewriter went to the computer, when the intranet went to intranet, and then to social media. Each one of those steps just means that communication gets faster, it gets more personal, and potentially it's more trouble, but it doesn't have to be. I go back, when I talk to my staff about the use of social media and about crisis communications and having to say sorry, go back to my old Italian grandfather, who had an old saying, if you wouldn't say it to somebody's face and look them in the eye as you said it, then don't say it. I'd extend that to, don't do it, don't write it down, don't send the message. Don't write in anger, and particularly if you've had that glass of red. If you do have to write it, that's fine, but park it. Go and put it in the drafts folder. Don't accidentally send it, whatever you do, because we've all done that. Park it, have a look at it the next day, because I guarantee you the next day you won't have sent that message. You might still send a message, but it won't be the original one you've written. Would Eddie have said what he said to Adam if Adam had been in the room? Absolutely not. So engage your brain. Reputation is king. Think before you hit that button. Think before you say that thing. Think before you write it down. Some of the instances that I was thinking about and the wider ramifications, there was a large gas, oil, petroleum company who had a big problem 3 years ago. They stuffed it up. They stuffed it up big time. They now have an ongoing recruitment issue, particularly with women. They cannot get enough women engineers to work on their rigs because of that. And when the surveys are done, it comes back to how that situation was held by that CEO. That CEO also just recently got his first job since he left that company. So there's lots of examples of how the ramifications go on. And it's not just about what's said on social media. Having said all of that, so don't get yourself in that situation in the first place, I live in the real world and I wake up every morning to a train smash about to happen or one that has happened. Why? I don't know if you read many newspapers these days, but Rebecca Wilson and Caroline Wilson, don't know what it is about the Wilson girls, but over the weekend in their columns they summed it up and they said it's about egos. Well, this is my words, not theirs. It's about egos and the individuals that get bigger than the organisation and the game. If you haven't read those articles, they're actually very, very good. And Harry O'Brien, for those of you who don't know who Harry is, he's an Indigenous player that plays for Collingwood. He said, just because he is who he is doesn't give him the right to do what he's done. So I agree, 9 times out of 10, that it's egos that get in the way. I can usually spot, because again I've got lots of grey hair, I can usually spot in a client's team who's going to be the issue, who's going to be the one that is going to get this organisation in trouble. And I thought about that ego thing with the younger generation, particularly the young people coming through, the people that I have as interns and the young people I have on my staff. They're the social media users. They're, as they call it, the me generation. Do these rules apply to them? Yeah, absolutely they do. But also sometimes it's about us taking on responsibility as employers and as organisations to train and mentor them. They don't know what they don't know, so it's up to us to take the responsibility to look after our own reputations by actually working with those young people. So what do brands need to understand about offering a public apology in the social media age? Number 1, be prepared. Number 2, get your message out fast. But that doesn't mean panic. The initial message is key, so get it right. Media Training 101, get your facts right. Ask the right questions, because if you don't, the legal team is going to ask them of you anyway. And don't start me on how much legal teams can hold you up. But you have to get it out there really fast. One of the questions you need to answer for yourself is, do we actually have to apologise? In this day and age, the answer to that comes fairly damn quickly. And if you're in doubt, then yes, you do. And my advice to clients is, yep, let's think about it, but we need to get something out there. It may not be a full-blown I'm sorry, but we need to get something out there. And executives will fight you on this one, but you need to use all of your intuition, all of your experience, and go with your gut and make sure that you get it right and get it right the first time, because you won't get a second chance. I firmly believe that honesty builds reputation and dishonesty destroys it in a nanosecond. The next thing that you have to decide is who's going to go out there. Again, sometimes I get my head chopped off when I talk about the higher up the ranks, the better off you are. Somebody once said to me, but the CEO should be behind the scenes fixing it. And I'm saying, yeah, he should be behind the scenes fixing it, but he also should be out there telling everybody what he's fixing and why he's doing it, how he's doing it. So my advice is always the higher up, let's get them out there. I'm not a big fan of the PR person being the spokesman. How? How do you do it? Use every channel you have. Think beyond social media. It's not the be-all and the end-all. As I said in the beginning, it's a channel. Make the personal calls. I was once in a situation working in Hong Kong where we hired an ex-journo who was used to talking to his journo mates. He let out something about a listed company that we were working for. We started getting all these phone calls from journos. He was literally fired on the spot. Journos didn't write anything because they felt sorry for their mate. But the one thing that stuck in my mind about my boss was she then rang every single one of our clients. She didn't have to because the story wasn't really going to get out. But she rang every single one of our clients, fessed up, told them what he'd done, what she had done, and what we were going to do in the future. We didn't lose one single client, and we were the preeminent PR company in Hong Kong. We could have lost a lot. Not only did we not lose any clients, we actually gained clients because those clients went out and told everybody else what she'd done and how she'd handled the situation. Say sorry quickly, clearly, and sincerely. Tell them what you did, tell them what you're going to do, repeat the statement, tell them when you've done it, repeat, repeat, repeat. Monitor and evaluate. Keep that communication going, but keep it to the facts. As one of my esteemed friends up the back when I was talking about this talk, she said, what you've got to say is, hesitation screams a big porky. Thanks, Lee. The other statement line that doesn't work anymore is, I had a brain snap. I wasn't thinking. People aren't stupid. You know what? So stop and think. It's just not going to, it just doesn't cut it anymore. You've got to be accountable. You've got to take responsibility. You've got to decide when to fall on your sword. And if you fall on your sword, do it with grace, dignity and integrity. Don't do it and then as you're walking out the door, take a swipe at somebody else, because you know what? You just lost all your grace, integrity and dignity. What people remember is that last snipe as you walked out the door. So, in summary, I think there's a couple of things that I'd like to say is don't put yourself in position in the first place. If you're going to be in that position, make sure you're prepared and then make sure that you keep on top of the issue and get it out there through every channel you've got available to you, not just the social media channels.